Welcome to the Robbins Regional Wrap, your one-stop shop for all of your Houston County news. I'm Raymond Tubb, and each week we're taking you through what's happening in Houston County, as well as Warner Robins, Robbins Air Force Base, Perry, and your neighborhood. Well, our top story this week, Warner Robins police say that they took down a 3-county drug ring. The PD, along with help from several local and state agencies, arrested nearly 12 people. Elizabeth Hunter shows you what they found.
A 2-year investigation that put nearly a dozen people behind bars.
On June 10, 2026 at 1 p.m. though was the execution date of this investigation.
Police Chief Wayne Fisher says the investigation, called Operation Crimson Snow, led to 11 arrests. That includes a Warner Robins man he calls the ringleader.
The main focus and target of this operation was Patrick Shepard. He's 51 years of age and also has the address in Warner Robins and in Hampton.
Fisher says at least 75 law enforcement officials raided 9 homes. 2 of them are Shepard's. Most of those homes are on Dudley Drive in Warner Robins. One home was located in Macon and another in Hampton. Fisher says they seized several guns, cars, over $100,000 in cash, and large amounts of drugs. On
powder cocaine, it was roughly 6 kilos or 13.4 pounds. Crack cocaine was roughly 9.5 ounces, marijuana 20.5 ounces.
Fisher says they found 10 types of drugs, also including fentanyl, Xanax, and more. He says he's relieved to have these people and substances off the streets.
Well, the main focus of the Warner Robins Police Department is to work in partnership within the community. Appeals Principal Policing is the community of the police, and the police are the community. So any time that we're able to do things such as this is very significant to us.
Fisher says all 11 suspects are in the Houston County Jail. In Warner Robins, Elizabeth Hunter, 13 WMAZ News.
Chief Fisher says 7 agencies from across the state helped with the investigation, as well as the bust. Well, did you know that it used to take 10 weeks to become a sheriff's deputy, but in Houston County, that process has now changed. Amanda Allen tells you why it takes a new hire even longer now to join the patrol.
Houston County Deputy Joseph Pearson wanted to be an officer since he was a kid, but the badge came with months of training before he ever hit the road.
It was about a 5-month process and came to the road, another 3 months of training.
Pearson was hired in November 2024 and didn't officially start patrol on his own until September 2025. Why is this? The Houston County Sheriff's Office says new hires spend months in state-ordered training with firearms, learning the law, driving, and then more months in the field.
There was nothing I was taught that wasn't utilized. There wasn't a wasted day, for sure.
The Sheriff's Office says Georgia's Peace Officer Standards and Training Council last year increased training hours from around 400 to 809.
To put this in perspective, a new deputy hired in August that has to go through mandate and field training would not hit the road patrolling on their own in one of these until about March.
This is because Georgia was ranked 49th out of 50 states for training, according to Sheriff Matt Moulton. And he says the extra preparation is worth the time.
With what we deal with today, with some of the most evil parts of society, I am all about properly training our people before I put them out there on the road. And most of all, prepare them to go home every day at the end of their shift.
Even though the length was unexpected, Deputy Pearson says it's better prepared him as he completes his first year on patrol.
I love my job. There's definitely more that goes into it than just handing over a badge. I have no regrets, not one.
In Houston County, Amanda Allen, 13 WMAZ News.
Now, the Sheriff's Office recently hired 2 new deputies. They're going to go through state-mandated training in August. There are still 2 more positions up for grabs. Well, this week brought in a big business boom for dispensaries across Georgia for medical cannabis. It comes as a new Georgia law takes effect on July 1st, including Senate Bill 220, giving patients more options, more eligibility, and more ways to use the product. Elizabeth Hunter spoke with pharmacists about what it means for patients.
It's a law meant to help patients find relief from pain.
There are cancer patients or any of the other conditions that require them to be on a higher doses of opioids, so this is definitely a relief for them.
Bonaire Pharmacy owner and pharmacist Parth Partel says Georgia's looser rules are an answered prayer for many customers.
A lot of the patients, after talking to them, I found out that they don't want to go up on their opioid dosage, so they use the cannabis products to help out with the pain.
Patel says Senate Bill 220 2020 allows more people to qualify to buy medical cannabis products.
Any of those conditions that were listed had to be severe or end stage, but they have lowered that requirement.
For example, the old law covered Crohn's disease, but now patients with any type of inflammatory bowel disease can qualify.
Patients that are on the earlier stages of these disease conditions can also get their medical card and purchase the products.
Patel says they have over 100 products to choose from. That includes troches, topicals, and the newest items allowed, cartridges, vapes, and flowers.
Starting today, we will have products that can be used via vaporization.
Patel says patients 21 and older can now buy vaporized cannabis products, but smoking cannabis is still not allowed. He says you need your medical card, ID, and a debit card or cash to purchase the cannabis products. In Bon Air, Elizabeth Hunter, 13 WMAZ News.
If you have any questions about what the new law allows or how you can qualify, you can contact the Georgia Department of Public Health. Their number is 404-657-2700. Well, as Bon Air continues to grow, Houston County says infrastructure has to grow with it. So leaders unveiled a new $6 million water tower that they say is designed to meet rising demand there. Amanda Allen explains why people there say that investment is needed.
A new site has taken over the skyline in Bon Air. The Bon Air water tower that could fill more than 2 Olympic-sized swimming pools was unveiled to the public. Business owner Dee Dee Smith lives in Bon Air and says it was needed.
I do think it's important. It could be overdue.
Over the last 5 years, Bon Air's population has grown by more than 14%. This puts some pressure on the older water towers in the area, according to county leaders.
This tank gives us a lot more storage. It allows some relief in those other tanks and also allows some downtime for our pumps.
The county says the tower raises the pumping gallons from 23.5 million to almost 24 million per day. For Smith, she hopes the benefits will be more than just the amount of water running through.
It's going to provide an opportunity for some increased water quality, hopefully, and even pressure.
Though the tank has been pumping for a little over a month, county leaders say they ran into a problem when filling it.
As we brought this tank online, one of the valves wasn't set properly and it was leaking. That was quickly resolved within probably less than 24 hours, and then we were able to fill the tank up.
Even with the cost of a $6 million investment, Smith says it's worth it to keep up with the demand.
In a community where growth is supported by infrastructure, that's number one.
And with this increase in water supply, Smith says it'll be helpful for her home and business.
Good water pressure, good water usage will help us in fact that these industries will grow and bring more people into our businesses and all the local businesses in Bon Air.
In Houston County, Amanda Allen, 13 WMAZ News.
Leaders say that new tower holds 50% more water than they originally planned at 1.5 million gallons. Well, Perry leaders are boosting that city's tourism budget. Perry population more than doubled since the year 2000, and now leaders say the next big step is bringing even more people into town. Amanda Allen shows you how.
Downtown Perry thrives on more than just local customers. Business owner Kimberly Britt says visitors help keep her boutique cash register ringing all year.
We've been here 5 years.
She says whether people are visiting fairgrounds or just passing through, they're always welcome.
Tourism is not just bringing people to Perry, but it's also giving the chance for people to come back to Perry.
And Perry is pushing for that comeback investment as well. The city's new 2027 budget will send over $700,000 to the Perry Convention and Visitors Bureau. That's up 70% from last year's budget. And Britt calls it a benefit to her business.
I think it's incredible because I think that it takes a village to make all of this work, and investing in tourism is very helpful for my business.
City leaders say the budget increase is possible through the 8% hotel motel tax. They're expecting to collect around $1.6 million this year. Perry City Manager Robert Smith says the budget money allows the Convention and Visitors Bureau to market Perry to visitors.
They help support events out at the fairgrounds and that other organizations bring into the community, just making sure that what's happening here in Perry is well known and advertised.
And Britt says during peak tourism seasons, whether that's with the fairgrounds, weekend events, or even holidays, she keeps her business open for tourists so that way it's more foot traffic coming in and out of her door. And Britt says more visitors means more opportunities to keep clothes coming off the rack.
It's continuing to be the backbone of the community and be open and be that support that they need and that they see.
In Perry, Amanda Allen, 13 WMAZ News.
Leaders are also improving Perry's infrastructure to prepare for more growth in tourism. That's not the only thing happening in Perry. At the fairgrounds, the Youth Beef Futurity event is coming up. And according to the fairgrounds, they are seeing an increase in shows where young people are showing off their livestock. Amanda Allen shows you that it's a case of build it and they will come as they grow their animal facilities.
This is Emma Patton, and she's been showing cattle for 4 years now.
Once I started showing cattle, it's kind of just fell in love with it.
She's one of 10 youth ambassadors for the Georgia National Fairgrounds. They travel around the state to participate in events, but showing cattle comes with a hefty cost, literally.
Definitely price of cattle and equipment and feed.
According to the National Fairgrounds, the cost of cattle has increased, causing more young people to shift towards showing smaller animals.
It's just easier for kids to kind of get into showing either like pigs, sheep, or goats, just because it's a little bit cheaper than going and starting out with a cow.
For example, it costs around $500 for a goat versus $3,500 for a cow when first starting out. Because it's cheaper, Hodges says more young people are entering smaller animals in their shows, and it's causing the grounds to adapt.
We have broken ground. There's actually already a structure built for the new Larry Walker Arena. So it'll be a new arena and a new barn so that we can keep up with that trend of those increased numbers.
Here is the construction of that new barn and arena. This will add a third sheep and swine building at the fairgrounds.
For us, it's just really important to give these kids a fun, safe place to show their livestock.
But whether it's cattle or those with smaller hooves, for Emma, she doesn't do this for herself.
We love our animals and we want what's best for them, and we just enjoy working towards the future of the ag industry and the livestock industry.
In Houston County, Amanda Allen, 13 WMAZ News.
Fairgrounds says the new barn and arena is expected to open in the spring of 2027. Now, earlier this month, the fairgrounds announced that they are raising some ticket prices for the Georgia National Fair this fall. For the first time, children between the ages of 3 and 10 years old are going to need a ticket. It will cost them $5. Adult admission is staying at $15 if you pay with a card or cash. Now, if you pay with a card at cash at the gate, that price jumps to $20. This year's Georgia National Fair runs from October 8th through the 18th. Well, a group of college students with ties to Houston County created an app to help you keep tabs on your elected officials. It's good information on an election year, and we'll learn more about it right after the break. Welcome back. Well, in a big election year like this, staying informed is very important. 5 college students with ties to Houston County say that too many people don't know who represents them or how their leaders vote on issues that affect their daily lives. So they decided to build a solution. Here's Naomi Washington.
When Saf Aslam looked at how people find information about their elected officials, he realized the process could be overwhelming. So he and a few other college students built Civic Duty from scratch.
And if you can't, reading through their meeting minutes, meeting notes, watching the video transcripts, it's a lot.
With just an address or a zip code, the website shows you who represents you, how they voted on state legislation, and lets you filter bills by topics like education, healthcare, agriculture, and public safety.
Everyone can gain something from this, and everyone can benefit from this, because at the end of the day, we are just trying to save the people who care time.
Behind the scenes, the team says AI pulls bill text from government websites to create simple summaries of legislation and vote results. Policy analyst William Rankin reviews the information, improves the user experience, and corrects any inaccuracies.
It's just giving you a nicer, cleaner user interface to view what's going on in the government, as opposed to having to navigate the clunky government website.
The team also wants the website to help people better understand how government works.
One of our other goals with the site is to make it educational so that people can also learn about how bills are passed.
After months of development, Aslam says they're proud of what they've built, but they're far from finished.
It's both a feeling of incredible accomplishment, but also a feeling of incredible drive.
They want to keep making it better. The team is already asking users what features and data they'd like to see next.
Right now, anyone in Georgia can use the site to look up their representatives and see how they voted on bills. And in addition to state data, if you live in Houston County, you can see a breakdown for the county, school, and city governments too. Well, as America celebrates its 250th birthday, the Perry Area Historical Society wants to build a new monument in one of Perry's parks. The project honors thousands of Houston County veterans. Elizabeth Hunter spoke with veterans and family members about what that memorial would mean to them.
A wall of names to honor those who put their life on the line.
My father, Charles Irby Shelton.
I have 5 or 6 members on the wall.
I was fortunate to serve during the Cold War.
Bobby Tuggle received his draft notice the day he graduated from college in 1956.
I did not really want to go when I got that draft notice, but any man who has gotten his discharge papers honorably can be proud he served the country.
Chip Shelton's father served in the Korean War.
It's an honor to know that he did that, and he wrote a little memoir in the form of a book about when he was drafted, who he was with.
Wayne Chapman's mother, dad, aunt, and uncle all served in World War II.
Oh, Daddy would sit down and tell us all the stories and everything about when he was in the service.
Here in this clearing at Legacy Park is where the Veterans Memorial Wall would go. President of the Perry Area Historical Society, Ellie Loudermilk, says it would have almost 2,000 names on it.
They are the reason that we have the freedom that we have today, and I feel strongly that they should be honored and remembered.
Tuggle says it would be an honor to be recognized in his home county with fellow service members.
When you put your name on the line, make one step forward, you have laid down your life for your country. Every man or woman who goes to service does this.
Loudermilk says the memorial will cost $88,000. They still need the public's help to raise $75,000 of that. In Perry, Elizabeth Hunter, 13W MAZ News.
Loudermilk says that they continue to collect and verify names for the wall. It will include Houston County service members from the Revolutionary War all the way through present day. Just in time for America's 250th, the Wellston Winds Community Band struck a chord in Warner Robins this past weekend, playing American classics. The band also played the national anthem, battle marches and hymns, and patriotic favorites. Band members started practicing and sharing their love for music in the county back in 2012. We spoke with them earlier this month, and they say it's more than just music. It's about keeping the American spirit alive through every note.
I've always been a very proud member of the military and always enjoyed the wonderful opportunities I've had over the years to play this kind of music and really remind everybody how great the United States of America is.
The Wellston Winds play to commemorate the 4th of July as well as several other holidays throughout each year. Well, they look like simple dolls, but these babies are helping dementia patients find joy and stability. We're going to check in on this precious project when we come back. Thanks for staying with the Robbins Regional Wrap here on 13 Plus. Well, at the Phoenix at Lake Joy Senior Center and Living Community in Warner Robins, people with dementia have grandbabies. Now, these babies aren't real, but over the last year, they made a real difference. The senior living community is certified to participate in the Grandbaby program and has about 25 of the lifelike dolls. Over the last year, staff members say at least 50 dementia patients spent time caring for one of those babies. They've seen improvements in their well-being.
These babies have become bundles of joy for these residents. Although they aren't real, the connections they create are. For about a year, Program and Outreach Director Ashley Wilson says the dolls have given many residents a renewed sense of purpose.
3 times a week, we have it on the calendar for the residents to interact with the babies. Now, it's not limited to 3 times a week. Some of them like to keep the babies with them all the time.
Mary Brown says her baby is 9 months old and his name is Eric. Her son, Clarence Brown, says he's noticed a difference.
It's a great idea. I see some improvement sometimes. And I thank God that she's here and they have this program here.
Clarence says his mom has always been quiet but kind to everyone, including her baby. That's exactly what staff hope to see. Wilson says caring for the babies can help relieve stress and spark memories.
One of the residents said, "Oh, I want to name my baby Sarah because my mom's name is Sarah."
Wilson says not every resident understands the babies are just dolls.
We do have some that think of them as like a real living doll, and so we always need to make sure that we're treating the dolls with dignity as if they are real dolls, because we don't want to upset them by telling them that it's a baby doll.
Dementia doll therapy is used across the country, and here in Warner Robins, staff members say it's become another way to comfort people living with an incurable disease.
Health research says that dementia doll therapy relieves agitation, anxiety, and wandering by giving patients a purpose of comfort. The National Alzheimer's Association says in 2026, over 7 million Americans aged 65 and older are living with clinical Alzheimer's dementia. Well, a blue heeler named Red is hoping for a first-place finish as Georgia's Farm Dog of the Year. You can meet him right after the break. This year marks the 250th birthday of the United States, and here at 13 WMAZ, we're celebrating by highlighting everyday Americans doing extraordinary things, and sometimes they walk on four legs. Maggie Fitzgerald introduces you to a Central Georgia farm dog who is ready to get his paws dirty always, and now he has his eyes on a statewide title.
On this 7-acre farm in Byron, there's one dog who never really clocks out. Meet Red, the 6-year-old red heeler who spends most days chasing horses, patrolling the property, and making sure no squirrel or chipmunk gets too comfortable. But today, the only thing he's hurting is his Frisbee.
Red, come here. Come here.
With muddy paws and endless energy, Red doesn't mind getting a little dirty on the job. His owner, Sue Patterson, says that's what makes him a perfect farm dog.
He just loves to play, and he hangs out with me wherever I go. He just follows me, rain or shine.
And now this heeler is chasing something bigger than a tennis ball, the title of 2026 Georgia Farm Dog of the Year.
He's a great farm dog, and he keeps the horses in check, and he's just full of energy, which is just like I am, and so we are perfect for each other. He's not really a guard dog per se, because everyone who comes up, he brings the Frisbee. It's so gross. It's so slobbery.
The Georgia Farm Bureau contest highlights hardworking dogs across the state, and Red is about one of 60 dogs in the running this year. But around here, Patterson says he's already top dog.
He's perfect. I mean, he's friendly. He licks a lot. He loves to lick, which is annoying sometimes. But other than that, he's wonderful.
And as America celebrates 250 years, Red is proving some of the country's most loyal workers don't wear a uniform, just muddy paws and a whole lot of heart. Reporting in Byron, Maggie Fitzgerald, 13 WMAZ News.
Well, good luck to Red. Well, what else is happening around the Warner Robins region? We're going to preview some upcoming events right after the break. Every weekend brings fun family events in Houston County, and the annual Perry Water Battle took over Rozier Park Saturday morning, turning it into a full-on splash zone. Families enjoyed water slides, foam bubbles, food, and of course snow cones, while the Perry Fire Department brought in their trucks and blasted the crowd with water all morning. The true summer heat's in full force, so both kids and adults agreed there was no better way to spend the day.
It was good, especially for a hot day, and the slip and slide is also good, especially for a hot day, especially the water.
It's important to do things like this because you get outside, you get you some sun. It's always good to get sun. And also, we want to remind you too, if you come out while you're out in the sun, stay hydrated.
Well, before we let you go, let's take a look at what's happening across the Robbins region. Students in Houston and Peach County are heading back to the classroom in just a month, so Peach County educators are inviting you to help stuff the bus. The school bus will be parked at the Peach County Health Department through July 10th, collecting school supplies. Now they're going to accept donations Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. And they wrap it all up. Families are going to then be invited to Back to School Bash on Friday, July 10th. It runs from 3 to 6 p.m. There, students can get required immunizations, plus get free hearing and vision and dental screenings so they can get all ready for the upcoming school year. Now you can head to Centerville and check out the Center Park Farmers Market on Friday, July 10th from 9 until 1 p.m. You'll find a rotating selection of local produce, meats, honey, and other great foods. And don't forget, you can find them next to the splash pad at Center Park. That's every second and fourth Friday of the month. Well, that is a wrap of what's happening throughout the Robbins region this week. If you have a Houston County story that you want us to share, be sure to email us at news@13wmaz.com. And make sure you come back each Friday and get all of your Houston County news and stories that matter to you. Thank you for joining us.